for me have hisses. I can hear them.
It's not that I want to devalue myself. I value myself as what I bring to my producer's table and for the treatment of the talent.
I think that you need to have basic technique so that you know what you're doing, and then acting skills to put on top of it so you have subtext and they blend together.
The best of Let's Talk VO, Sundays on VO Radio.
Is it okay to change a script and then offer services? Personally, I'd say no.
Yeah, and that's another thing. It's great because a lot of times, depending on where we're getting our casting from, or our auditions from, rather, there's so many different ways the breakdowns can be depending on, different agents or managers you deal with.
Yeah, I think voice acting is so subjective for the types of work that we do.
Hey, we're going to get rolling. We got a VIP guest.
It does come down to where you are in your career, and eventually you get to the point where I can do it now. Go ahead and make a new demo.
The best of Let's Talk VO, Sundays on VO Radio. Listen online or take it with you on the app. VO Radio, helping you succeed.
Hey everyone, this is Mike Praviti. I'm a voice actor and singer who has worked with brands including Mattel, Samsung, Lego, and Merrill. I've narrated and voiced characters in video games such as Dislight, Ready or Not, and Space Tale, Every Journey Leads Home, and voiced animation, e-learning, and explainer projects for companies of all sizes. If you want to check out what I'm about, you can go to www.mikepravitivo.com and set up a consultation so we can talk about what I can bring to your projects. You can also find me on LinkedIn, TikTok, and Instagram. Thanks for listening to VO Radio.
Welcome to Let's Talk VO, live here on VO Radio. Interact with us by texting 970-682-3424. That's 970-682-3424. Or use the Ask a Question button located on your radio player window. You can also email us using the icon on the apps. Now, it's time for Let's Talk VO on VO Radio.
And as I click myself off of mute, but I wasn't talking first, by the way, let it be known. I knew what I was doing. Welcome to Let's Talk VO. And we are so happy to be here on VO Radio today. I'm finally having a little bit of rainy, wintry kind of weather in Southern California, which has been, really weird because all of you guys in the rest of the country have been having snow and stuff, and I've been just walking in the sunshine.
Rub it in. That's right.
Feel bad for me. So I get some weather today. I am joined on the panel by Chef Deb Monroe with VO Recipes, Peter Drew, hey, with Hot Mike. I was you the other day, by the way. I didn't do a very good job of being you, so I quickly stopped that. We've got Anthony Reese with Business Sense, and myself, Stacey Barrow, and my feature is Top of Mind, if you happen to catch it while you're streaming VO Radio. And look, we have Doreen Folks, who has joined us, so I'm so excited. We have another person on the panel here, and so we look forward to talking to Doreen and however she wants to participate, and that means you too. So if you want to join us here on the panel, we would love it because we'd love for you to either sit in and you can hear the conversation and just be a part of things, or you can talk to us and talk to us too, join in on all the VO conversation. Okay, so Wednesday, we actually have Christy Harst as our VIP guest. So we're really looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. She is somebody very special. And today we have another special What's Your Story coming up. I don't know if I want to give it away just yet.
That's right.
So it'll be a surprise, but it's one of our very own contributors here on VO Radio. And, have you seen our Live Tubies page yet? So if you haven't, we're streaming live on our show. So as you know, we're talking to you. We're actually streaming live on the Tubies page as well. And all you have to do to get there, you can either go directly on YouTube if you feel like it and search us up, or you can go to voradioonline.com, shows, and then scroll down to Live Tubies and you'll find us. But you know what? Let's share our take on something.
Hi, y'all. Kathy Verduin here, VO veteran and audiobook narrator with Sound Certified Home Studio. You can also find me on audible.com or check out my commercials on Jazzy Vegetarian. If you'd like a mentor, email me at kathyv@voicealive.net or go to my website at www.voicealive.net. www.voicealive.net.
Every day in the voiceover industry, things arise that we all have an opinion on.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
Even our panelists here at Let's Talk VO have thoughts and comments and suggestions with regards to today's voiceover industry.
I have a question for you. Are we really friends? I mean, because friends can tell each other anything if we have our friends hats on, right?
Now it's time for this week's installment of Here's My Take on Let's Talk VO. On Let's Talk VO.
All right, are we ready?
Okay.
Go for it, Stacy.
Okay, let's, we all have our take on something, our opinion, our point of view. And that's why we have this new segment here, just to go around and just share something that's on our mind right now. What's our take on something? So I'll start with you, Peter Drew. What's your take today?
Crummy weather.
Crummy weather.
It's that time of year with the sun's finally it's starting to arc up in the sky a little more. We're past the shortest day of the year, and the cold, the snow up here in the Northeast, and it's motivation. I think a lot of people at this time of year spring is around the corner, but we're just coming out of it, and it's trying to get over that hump and get back into, living life and doing what we're here to do, without that little veil of hanging over us. So it's more of a psychological thing for me right now. And just looking at things like social media, I'm going to promote on LinkedIn. I'll put something, and I just look at it's not what it used to be, and I'm like kind of disappointed in LinkedIn a little bit that it's become. There's a lot of TikTok-y kind of a thing going on with videos and all this kind of stuff, and the professional aspect, politics and all that. So it's just that time of year, and I'm looking at, interacting with people online, and I'm just trying to get over that. So it's a personal thing more than any observation about the business per se. So that's just my take.
Okay, and you're not alone. It is definitely the time of year.
I know that's why I brought it up, because a lot of people, and you're stuck in your little room, your little booth or whatever, and we don't get to interact. And I get kind of envious of you sometimes, Stacy. So I went off to this casting thing or whatever, and I go here, and you live in Southern California, where you can pretty much go anytime, anywhere, any time of the year, And when you're in a climate like this, and my situation personally, I can't do that very often. So I'm kind of envious of that. So that's just my take.
Very cool. That's his take.
Thank you.
And don't forget, not to cut you off, don't forget, about 10 minutes or so, we have our What's Your Story featuring Kathy Verduin, who just pulled up the limos, letting her out. She got in the show here. So if you're watching on Live Tubi's page or on YouTube, you can see Kathy's coming up in just a few. Meanwhile, again, welcome Doreen for being part of the show today. Go ahead. Who do you want to go with? Deb next? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. Deb, what's your take today?
Well, I had two really important ones, and so I'm going to piggyback a bit off of Peter, because I've noticed a few letters the last couple of weeks from students going, I'm giving up. And I think that this is a wrong time of year to do that, because this is the time of year where people do get depressed from the weather, and it changes us a lot considerably. If you live on the West Coast in Canada here, I call it seasonal depression. They got some serious seasonal depression going on from not having enough sunlight, all rain instead of snow. I want to talk about something pretty serious, and I don't mean to put a downer on things, but today in Ontario and in BC, it is Family Day. Family Day should be a very beautiful thing, of course, so I don't mean to diminish Family Day today at all, but we had a very, very tragic situation happen a week and a bit ago, where 9 children were killed in school. They were all 12 and under, and it was done by an 18-year-old person. And they wanted to kill their siblings, apparently, and one of them succeeded, and their parent. The reason I'm bringing that up is one of the things I wrote about on this, which I think goes back to time of year and depression and people. I think our world is a bit of a mess, especially for us older folks. We know the difference, and it's things are changing very, very fast in a very negative way. I'm a very positive thinker like Stacy, and I just see things in a different way. So what I'd like to leave as my tip is the youth don't know the difference. They don't know a world without social media. They don't know a world without devices. They don't know. They don't understand why they should go camping with their parents. They don't understand why they should go roller skating. They don't understand why they should go out and play field hockey. They don't want to. And so I find a lot of parents just say, okay, I don't want to fight with my kid. Please fight with your kid. Please make your
Right.
kid
It's
go
healthy
out
if
and
it's a
enjoy
healthy
life.
fight. Yep.
Get away from these devices for a while and have device breaks where you're forcing your family to be together, whether it's dinner, whether it's going out and walking, but do something to force that so we can make change. I just want to be in a place of change. We're seeing way too much of this, way too rampant, and it's bleeding everywhere. And so I just want to be a voice of reason for everybody to say, listen, do whatever you can. And yeah, they don't want to. And yeah, they have attitudes. So what? Get over it. Like, just force them to do it. That's my take for today.
Deb, in Canada, or at least in your area, is it in schools, kids not allowed to have cell phones, mobile phones in classrooms?
Yeah, they are starting to really implement that a lot more, which is, what's really crazy is a lot of parents are fighting it. It's like,
Which makes no
we
sense.
never had phones in school, guys, and you still got a hold of your kids in emergency situations, and those things
Helicopter
still happen.
parenting. Helicopter
Yeah,
parenting.
and so, and it's not even about blame, it's about solution, right?
Yeah,
It doesn't
right,
matter the
exactly.
reasons of why where we're at, but we need to fight together as a society, period, no matter where you
Right.
live, to make change so that we can get back to living and enjoying life instead of hating it. And I think a lot of the youth really hate life, and I think that's very sad. So I just hope we can all be a reason of change.
So coming full circle, and by the way, welcome Bev Standing. Thanks for showing up. Speaking of Family Day, coming full circle, your tip would be basically, this is not a really good time to make a rash decision to bail out a voiceover in general. We all go through battles and struggles and have our times up and down, but just take a break. Is that kind of what you're saying? Basically, don't let
Yeah, I
the
think-
doom and depression get you and take
Yeah.
over your mind.
Yeah, don't let the depression get to you. Try to fight it because it's easy to get lost in it and stay in it, And so I just think it's important for us to keep fighting forward for a solution and trying to make a better way. So those of you that are really seriously wanting to give up now because you've been working at it a year or 2 years and you're not seeing the results you need, trust me, it takes at least 6. So
Right.
be patient and fight harder. Just fight harder. It's like the naysaying. Don't let it get to you. Ignore the naysayers. Every Fortune 500 book says, I got no, 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 no. Every big actor, I got no,
That's
no,
right.
no, no, no. You got to fight that. And this is an industry of passion. So you've got to pull through that stuff.
I guess I will throw my take quickly, and we'll take let Stacy share hers, and if Bev wants to chime in real quick, and then we'll go ahead and put the question into the next block. Since our guest is on screen waiting to go, we can jump right into take a quick break and go right into our guest. What's your story? My take today is simply. I had a session with somebody this morning. That's kind of why I missed a few texts that were sent to me, including Bev's and others. And it's the session was focused on, we were working on this talent's ability to read fast, to deliver good high tempo, quicker reads. I call them speedos or sizzle reads or quick reads or Speedy Gonzalez reads, whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of people who don't understand that it really does require a very good tongue, a very good cadence, a very good ability to enunciate properly. To deliver good reads is an art form. A lot of people can read small, short, fast reads, but can you read a 30 or a 60-second ad that is supposed to be a 45-second or a 70-second ad? Can you really move the words without sounding like you pitch, without sounding like you use mechanical software to speed up the entire read? The ability to read a good sequenced quick read is ability to move the words within the movement. So you got a front and you got a tail or a head and a tail of the read, but you got to be able to understand how to move the dialogue within it, word whip or move it or whipping the words to create a faster tempo that's perceived to be quick. So what I would throw out to people is practice. If you need to find one of your coaches that you trust, practice on faster, quicker reads. Anybody can read a slow read or moderate tempo read, but to be able to deliver high energy, faster reads, disclaimer reads and what have you, and high tempo energy commercial broadcast type reads is something that requires a little bit of specialty. So definitely practice on quicker, speeder reads is my take for the day. I worked with
10
somebody.
pounds in a 5-pound bag. Is what
You got it. Exactly right.
Very good.
Who wants to run? Stacy, you want to throw something out? Or
Yeah, my take for today, I always say drink your coffee while it's hot. And it's so true with many, many things in life, but timing is everything, so in this business, it's not just about your delivery, it's about your relationships. So let's say you take a workshop, that workshop was led by a casting director, or you have a great session with somebody, whether it's a coach, follow up right away. Don't wait a week. Don't wait till things slow down or when you feel like you might have the perfect thing to say. Again, no one wants perfect. Communicate within like 24 to 48 hours. Like send a quick little thank you email. Mention something specific that you learned. Keep it short.
Nice.
Personable, warm. And that small window of time is very, very important, where they still remember you. They remember your voice, your energy, your face. So this business and anything really in life runs on memory. So people hire who they remember. They recommend who they remember, and they recommend who stays present in all the communications that they get throughout the day. So as a voice artist, your job isn't just to sound good, it's to stay top of mind. No pun intended.
Nice.
Top of mind.
I like that. Really cool. Bev, do you have a quick little, here's my take today you want to share before we break?
Learn your tech.
There you go.
Every day.
Said.
Learn your tech.
Yeah, I've got all kinds of technical issues today. All I did was, I did the normal. I logged out, I shut down, I turned it back on, and all of a sudden I can hear you guys. So yay. Understand technology, whether it's as simple as turning your computer off or understanding what a button your gain's not on, that you're peaking. What does that mean? That kind of thing. Learn your tech from the basics up.
Good stuff. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's go ahead and jump over the listener email. We'll save that for next block somewhere, and we'll go ahead and get Kathy Verduin, who is going to be our What's Your Story guest here in just a minute. So stick around. We'll be right back, people.
VO Radio is sponsored by In the World.
A voice. Pardon me. In the world. A voice. Everything is changing. It's time to release your inner storyteller. The monster, the diva, the comedian, the mock announcer, the character, and so much more. To charm, seduce, ignite, and excite. Let's play. GetMiked.com.
Hey everyone, NAVA President Tim Friedlander here with your NAVA News Minute Update. We're looking forward to accomplishing a lot in 2026 and offering more benefits to NAVA members and the voiceover community as a whole. Coming up, our annual State of Voiceover survey is opening soon. This annual survey provides valuable data-driven insights into our industry, and the results are incredibly important for all of us. Please take the time to fill out the survey when you're able and share with your fellow voice actors. All answers will remain anonymous. NAVA has new health insurance offerings for NAVA members, and they are available now. NAVA members have access to plans that cover themselves and their spouses and dependents, as well as vision, dental, and even pet insurance. Check out our new plans on our website, navavoices.org/healthcare. The third annual NAVA Gala took place on December 12th, and it was a huge success. We honored industry leaders, including our Icon Award winner Bill Farmer, and raised over $80,000 for the NAVA Foundation to help fund scholarships, legal aid, education, and more. Thank you to all of you who were part of it. We're continuing to work to make this industry a better place for all of us. Thank you for all of your support. To find out more info on NAVA, visit our website, navavoices.org.
Street Smart Coaching.
That's what you get at VO 101.
Hi, I'm Anthony Reese, 35-year veteran, casting director, producer, and voiceover coach here at VO 101.
Whether a beginner or veteran voice talent,
you'll find everything you need to get your career started or take your career to the next level. Training, website design, YouTube channel creation, voiceover demos, video demos, a free evaluation, and even a free training area.
Get Street Smart Coaching at VO 101.
That's VO101.com.
VO101.com.
Are you a Canadian voice actor looking for more than just behind the mic?
The Canadian Association of Voice Actors, known as CAVA, is a member-driven nonprofit organization that educates, advocates, and supports voice actors in Canada. And we want you to join us. As a member, you'll enjoy exclusive benefits like access to extended health coverage, advocacy in the age of AI, and a library of educational resources. Visit us at www.cavavoices.org because your voice matters.
Let's Talk VO Live on VO Radio. Interact with the show by texting 970-682-3424 or email your question to the show using the app email icon, radio player window, ask a question button, or send an email to ask@voradioonline.com. Let's Talk VO Live on VO Radio. It's here for you.
Okay, and welcome back. And we're finally to my favorite part of the show. Oh my gosh, I always say that because I have so many favorite parts of the show. Audition Underground, everything. Okay, but this is What's Your Story with Kathy Verduin, our very own fellow VO feature contributor for VO Radio. And Kathy, can you tell us a little bit about how you got started, how long you've been in the business, and what you do for us here at VO Radio also?
Oh my gosh. You know, Stacey, I can't believe I've been in the business for 18 years now.
Oh my gosh, you're a veteran.
I'm blown away. Yes, I'm a veteran. I love that. And actually, I got started, thank you. I got started kind of by happenstance. I was reading at a wedding. Somebody came up to me after the wedding and said to me, "Did you ever think about voiceover?" And having had a performing background, I thought I knew about it, but I really didn't know about it. So I looked into it. I hooked up with Susan Berkeley at the time.
Okay.
And she was the voice of Citibank and AT&T, and she had written books. And I really went privately with her at first, then groups. I did boot camps at Edge Studios, and I mean, I really, really got into it. She had a phrase that she uses all the time called grit-ger, and that's getting ready to get ready. And you get stuck in that in the beginning. You get caught in that. You never think you're ready. And I was there. I didn't think I had all my mics and my whatever I needed. But it turned out I lived on a lake where there were a bunch of performers. 2 houses down from me was the jazzy vegetarian, Laura Theodore. And she said to me, "I know you're working on voiceover and I'm working on a cable TV show. Why don't you do my commercials?" And I'm like, "Woo, yeah, okay." So suddenly I was thrown into the pot because I worked with her husband, who was a sound guy in New York City. And he basically took my commercials, put it into the show. Cool. And long story short, I did 10 seasons with her.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, 10 seasons. She just did the last one last year. And she's running on YouTube now. So our commercials are running on YouTube now too. So that's how I started. You know, my neighbors said, "Come on, do it."
That's awesome. Now, for those of you who have just joined us in, we guess we'll listen to What's Your Story with Kathy Verduin. Now, I understand your specialty and your strength is audiobooks. Explain how that happened, how that evolved into audiobook being what you want to do.
Yes. Thank you, Anthony. Yes. As a matter of fact, you did my audiobook demos, my latest ones, and I love them. It happened where when I was first starting out, actually, I was invited. When I was doing the commercials, I was invited by Mike Vendetti, who is an Earphones Award winner narrator. And he had his own company then. And he asked me to come in and narrate. Well, I was doing children's books at the time. So I started doing fairy tales with him. And I went along and I did it for a while. And then I kind of branched out into some e-learning and some other commercials. And actually, Charles Schwab came along at that point, and I did an animated video for their website for 4 years. And then I went back to Mike, and he and I have collaborated since then on about I don't know, 15 or so books, and we're still going. We're still going. And actually, I have a new series coming up about vampires. So it's
Oh,
going to
cool.
be a 3-book series. Yeah.
That is so cool. And if you don't know, Kathy's feature is actually, she has a feature here on VO Radio on the 24/7 broadcast, and it's Audiobook Nook, if I got that correct. And actually, you actually had him on there and as one of your features, don't you? Interview him?
I did. I did. Yes. Yes. And he's very interesting. He's wonderful. Vietnam vet. He lost his leg in Vietnam, actually.
Oh.
And let me tell you, he is an excellent person to narrate with. He puts the books together and then sends them. We work with Spoken Realms, and it's a DIY publisher, but Stephen J. Cohen owns it. He's wonderful, very helpful.
Very cool. Who wants to take over? Deb, want to pick Kathy's brain a little? Bev? Peter?
So, do you have still more that you want to accomplish in other genres, or what's your dream job?
I certainly do, Miss Deb. Maybe you can help me here.
Okay, I'll help you.
It has always been a dream of mine to do documentaries.
Nice. Good choice.
So anybody out there listening, if you need a documentary narrator, I would love to do documentaries.
You have a nice quirk to your voice, so I think it would work really well for you. I've made it clear I'm trying to be the female David Attenborough, and I think you could do it so much more natural. Right? You've got lots of quirks, so it's a great place to go. Start studying Judi Dench. Judi Dench is a really good one to study for that. She really is.
Sure. Sure. Thank you.
What would you say is one of the biggest tips you would say to somebody? I know you've got a lot of experience in the business, so this Watch Your Story is a little bit more of a veteran, if you will, now at this point in time. And now you know you teach a lot of people introduction to voiceovers to get them cranking and understand what they're facing. You're honest, and that's very rare. Like a lot of us that paid forward here you're very honest with people. You let them know what they're going to be investing into time and money-wise. And I know you're based out of North Carolina, right? Am I in North Carolina?
No, New Jersey.
Oh, you're
a Jersey girl,
that's
like
right.
me.
New Jersey, that's still under snow.
She's a Jersey girl. What would you say is the biggest tip you would pass on to those looking at getting going in their story, in their journey, so to say?
You need to be persistent. I think Deb touched on this, and all of you other guys did too. When you start out, pay attention to who you're talking to and who you're learning from, because it's so important that they're in the industry. They need to have their finger on the pulse of the industry, because our industry changes constantly. I teach at Princeton Adult School, and I teach intro to VO and intro to audiobooks. And I tell my kids, actually, they're not kids, they're adults, but I've passed some on to you as well, Anthony.
Yeah.
They need to work with people in the industry because they know what's going on. And that's my biggest thing. And pay attention to detail. If you're asked to do something a certain way, that's the way you need to do it. A file needs to be done a certain way or it's going to be thrown out. So detail is important. And Bev was saying before, know what your specs are.
That's right.
Know your equipment, know your technical ability. And if you don't have that technical ability, there are wonderful people that can help you learn it. So just keep your ears open and use your connections. As Stacy was saying, you don't know, you need to build these relationships because they're very important.
Wow. Well said. Peter, Bev, one more, got about 2 minutes left for this block. You want to throw anything out there?
Ask, for people getting into the business, you have stage and singing experience. What do you say to people when they're trying to get into the business? Should they get that? Should they, volunteer at their local theater? Should they learn how to sing, or just concentrate on doing the voiceover thing? How do you guide them in that respect?
That's a great question, Peter, because I do get that in my classes too. And I tell my students, you need to start with the basics. And really, no matter who you start with, they usually touch on some form of breathing or how you approach the vocal end of voiceover, because you do have to have some form of endurance to do it. Like I like to stand up when I narrate because then my breathing path is wide open. I don't prefer to sit down. So these are all things that help you to get started. I mean, you need to learn the basics before you jump in. And I always had a genre in my mind before I started, and I recommend that too. There are people that are fantastic in animation. They make fun, they make funny voices, they make funny sounds or whatever. That's a path to follow if that's what you enjoy and if that's your comfort zone. My comfort zone was performing. So I thought audiobooks from day one, because I love doing characters and accents and things like that. So you kind of need to find yourself first and then go down that path. And you'll find people that specialize in that.
Right. Wow, good stuff. Bev, what do you think? Got a thought?
I have lots of thoughts. I love that you're saying that. Well, I love that you're saying to know what genre you're going into, because a lot of people say, don't pick one. You don't know anything about the industry. But I just want to say I love that you're saying that. Finally, somebody is saying follow your dreams, because people go, oh, I'd love to. Very few people go, oh wow, I'd love to do explainer videos. It's usually I want to do audiobooks or I want to do animation or I'd love to do video games. And the training is so different from that. So you're saying when you started out, audiobooks was your thing. Did you find that other genres kind of grew on you as you got to know the industry more?
They did. As a matter of fact, narration came up a lot. Short stories, e-learning, even technical e-learning. I was in that for a while. Those words are really hard to say, I'm telling you. But yeah, I mean, if you're not comfortable, Bev, with what you're doing, it only makes it harder. So enjoy what you're doing. It's not to say you can't branch out after that, because you certainly can, but get comfortable in a base, project, a base area. And then if you want to branch out from that, I mean, I can go into commercials. I can do that stuff too. So bravo for finding what you're comfort with.
I like how you said that. Thank you for expanding.
Absolutely, man. I hope you guys are listening out there and taking notes. If not, you can check this out on demand, and you can watch the re-interview here on demand, as well as the encore tomorrow, because Kathy Verdun is who you're listening to. And Kathy, if they want to get in touch with you from a perspective of job or a student or anything, how's the best way to reach you out there?
It's Kathy with a K, Kathy V at voicealive.net.
Ooh, a net. Kathy
net.
at voicealive.net.
And I would like to say, Kathy has a beautiful site. Your site is gorgeous. And we're going to take a break, but you really are welcome to stay for the rest of the show if you like and participate with us, whatever you want to do.
I'd like to stay.
Great idea. All right, let's go ahead and do that. We'll take a break. We'll be right back to Let's Talk VO with our guest joining us throughout the show, Kathy Verdun. So stick around.
VO Radio is sponsored by...
Somebody has to be the best in the business.
Elevate your voice with NAVA, the National Association of Voice Actors. As a nonprofit association, NAVA is dedicated to the advocacy and protection of all our voices and for championing the equitable advancement of the voice acting industry. Visit the website at navavoices.org today. NAVA, together they can protect the future of voice acting and make our voices heard.
Introducing Vogue 79.5. a special digital-only edition created for the end of the VO convention year, and it's available free at thevogue.com. Discover it all and exclusive deals just for the VO community. From our Vogue family to yours, happy voicing.
Hey, y'all. This is Ali Chef here with Events and Happenings. March 30th is the Audio Publishers Association Conference, and it will be held virtually. Tickets go on sale January 5th. It's a wonderful event, especially if you are in the audiobook world. A lot of opportunities to connect with fellow narrators, as well as those working on the other areas of the industry. So check that out. Again, that is March 30th. And go to the audiopub.org website to find out more. Vocation, vocation, vocation. Vocation is happening April 23rd through 26th, a conference for the business of voiceover in a paradise. That's right. It is completely dedicated to the business side of voiceover. Go to the Vocation website to find out more. Well, y'all, much love. Catch you on the flip side.
Have a voiceover related event coming up? Let Ali Chef at VO Radio share it with listeners.
Hey, y'all. Ali Chef here with Events and Happenings. Share your own events and happenings that you would like us to share with the VO world.
Just fill out the event form located on our website using the events link on the navigation menu. And we'll add it to our events calendar feature broadcast daily on VO Radio. VO Radio, helping your next event succeed.
Hi, Peter Drew here, professional blabbermouth for several decades. I'm a seasoned voice actor and VO coach, which means I'm not quite old as dirt, but I've been around the block a few times. So whether you've got a face made for radio, like me, or you're one of the beautiful people, if you have a voice and you want to learn how to use it as a voice actor, check out Hot Mic here on VO Radio. You can connect with me at peter@peterdrewvo.com.
Let's Talk VO Live on VO Radio. Interact with the show by texting 970-682-3424 or email your question to the show using the app email icon, radio player window, ask a question button, or send an email to ask@voradioonline.com. Let's Talk VO Live on VO Radio. It's here for you.
Welcome back to Let's Talk VO on VO Radio.
VO Radio response.
Oh,
whoops. Fire that board up.
Am I on?
Hello,
Is this on? Is this on?
Is this thing on?
Am I supposed to talk now, Anthony? Welcome to VO Radio's Let's Talk VO on a Monday afternoon. We are with Kathy Verduin. She as our special guest here. What's your story? And she's staying on to put her lovely 2 cents worth in when she has something to say about what we're saying. And you can have something to say too. We heard a few seconds ago, we do have email and text that you can use. You can email ask@voradioonline.com or use the button on the player. And you can text us, of course, 970-682-3424 and get your questions in, observations, tell us to buzz off, whatever you feel like doing. What are you people talking about? Anyway, let's just get into one of the questions right now. We got several questions. Let's take this one here. Herman from Baltimore, do you suggest that I charge for additional roles in a voiceover job? Do you suggest I charge for additional roles in a voiceover job? Now, that sounds like a character-driven thing, and maybe Kathy or Deb. Deb's done animation and video games and the like. What do you think about that? Who wants to take that? Kathy, you want to give that a go?
Sure.
I'm not sure what he's saying.
Well, I think
okay.
I'm assuming it's going to be more character-driven.
Character-driven, yeah.
But I think it just depends. I find it actually very frustrating that a lot of the video games and the animation, you're actually required to do 2 characters under that umbrella of your rate. And I think that's bullcrap, but it is the industry standard, unfortunately. I've argued it with my agents. I've tried to get out of it, and it just becomes standard. So in video games, some of the standards are you have to do 3 characters within that same rate. I feel every character should be paid individually, but that's just not the way the industry is treating it. So in animation, you are required to do usually 2 characters under the exact same rate within there. And then video game is 2 to 3. So we are seeing that as a common thing. In commercial, if you're doing multiple characters, usually, depending on the scenario, every scenario is so different. There's never one blanketed answer for half of these questions. But usually you will be paid for the other characters as well. So it's not as common to see them wanting you to do multiple stuff in a commercial under the same rate as they would in animation and gaming. That's my 2 cents of what I got out of it.
That's sort of one of the main points of union work is that it's all standardized.
That's right.
But unfortunately,
but even in the non-union world, they're still requiring the same thing. You know,
Yeah.
I think they do try to follow a lot of what the guidelines are in the union as best as they can. And so it's just become a standard.
Well, I definitely know from myself, and I did read it again. He does say voiceover job. So I think, Herman, what you're asking has to do with Deb's insight into the animation character stuff. I know that I've done multiple roles on projects in the past 5, even 4 or 5 roles on a project, an animated series or what have you. Boulder Media wanted me to have all of my talent be able to have 2 or 3 roles per pitch or whatever we put together for them. So I know that's true in animation as well as in gaming, especially. And I know from broadcast experience, there's been times, and I think it has a lot to do with how diverse you are, Herman, to be honest with you, and anybody listening. If you're a voice talent who can make yourself sound different, you can do 2 different roles on a broadcast 60 or whatever have you. I've found times where I'll be doing the main voiceover for the commercial, and then they'll ask me to do one of the characters, supposed to be a dog or whatever have you, for the TV ad or whatever. So there may be times that you are going to be a character and your normal announcer voice, if you will. So definitely you're going to find that. That's right. It's all over the place, depending on the project, like Deb was saying.
I just want to add one more thing to make sure of. If you are required to do multiple characters, no matter what the genre is, you should already know what they're paying you for time.
That's right.
So if they're allotting you at 2 hours for these 2 characters, if you go over, that should be extra pay for you. So make sure you're writing out in contract in some way for your non-union that this is the time frame in which you will do that. Even if they're over 1 minute, which happened the other day at my session, they charged me a whole another session fee again just for 1 minute being over. So
there you go.
Almost like my husband at the airline.
That's right.
Let's take another question then. Jamie of Miami says, how often should we veteran VO talent create a new demo or new demos? Well, veteran talent, not a new person who might, a year after they start, get incrementally, not incrementally, but exponentially better and then make a new demo. We're talking about veterans who are incrementally getting better, maybe. Let's use that phrase. How often should we do demos?
Good thought. Who wants to take it on,
Kathy?
Beth?
How about Kathy?
Well, I think I was sitting here thinking, oh my goodness, I have 9 demos.
Exactly.
Now,
I think I have 55 or whatever I have to.
yeah, but now 18 years, 9 demos, it depends on where you want to go. It really does. You need a demo for each genre. That's your calling card.
Yeah. Okay. Bev, go ahead.
Yeah. My thoughts on that are, if you have a really good commercial demo that will last, that's great, but trends don't. So if your commercial is very presentational and announcery and the reads are very much not, then you need to redo it or fix it. Maybe keep a couple of spots to show you have range, but you have to add some to it so you can edit an existing, go back to the demo, whoever did your demo, and say, I just need a few more spots to throw in there to stay up with current trends. But I agree with Kathy, if you have a commercial demo, which a lot of people, that is their demo, it is a commercial, and you want to start doing audiobooks and you need something that says you do audiobooks, you certainly don't send them your commercial demo. Or a video game, you don't send them your commercial demo. So it just depends. Now, can you send them a commercial demo if you're going to do explainer videos? Quite possibly. you know, you can maybe, if you don't have the range to have a lot of demos, but as far as updating, if the trends change, you need to.
Good. And then that's really cool because I just had that conversation with somebody right before the show. I'm about to do his demos, and he's got 22 years in the business. He's a very talk radio sounding guy, but he does a lot of sports bumpers. He's done ESPN and quite a few sports type program networks. And we're going to develop a new updated sports focused, an NBA basketball one, and an NFL football one. And we're going to do a hockey one that's going to be focused on just those three subgenres. So I'm a big believer in, if you've been in the business for a while, you want to have your core demos like you guys are talking about for sure. But you also want to invest in possible subgenre or spin-off niche demos. For example, you can have a couple automotive spots in your commercial demo, but sometime down the road, you want to invest in an automotive only demo. You want to invest in a travel only demo. You want to have a finance or banking only demo. So start thinking along the lines of having a main category demo, a genre demo, but then having sub-genre demos underneath those. And then, like I was joking around, I got like 58, I think I'm up to, or 60 demos. Now that's over 25, give or take, years. The first 5-6 years, your demos are going to evolve constantly because your skill set's going to evolve. But as you progress into the career and you've been at it a while, you really aren't going to change from a skill perspective. You're going to change from a sub-genre perspective. So I would throw that out there for food for thought, for sure.
Stacey, you had a point?
Yeah, you know, I'm in that 5-year-ish. I'm not old. I'm not new. So when I make another commercial demo, let's say, what do I do with my old ones? You know, is it, since I have evolved so much, do I keep them available on my site, or do I stick to the new? What do you guys think?
It depends on how much you evolve, so that most of the panelists might agree. If you've evolved, that's where you get in touch with your demo production team, people, or producers to evaluate where you're at now. Because some people get to a point of where they evolved is probably as far as they're going to evolve, sort of say overall. Then you want to start focusing on just adding secondary types of commercial demos, or a narrative demo, a second demo, or a third ABC cut demo type thing. One other thought I want to throw out, because I'm very passionate about this area, is you listeners out there that are listening, work with a producer and a demo producer who does not charge you from scratch on every time they want to update a demo with you. If they are legitimately good quality, ethical producers, they're going to keep your session in their system. And you're going to be able to send them 2 or 3, or say, I want to cut 2 or 3 new things. They're going to open up your session, and they're going to help you only do a updated fee type of session to update your current demos. Don't go out there thinking that you got to invest in a demo and then that's it. And next time you hire them, you got to invest from scratch. I know there's a lot of guys out there that don't want to hear me say that, but I've banged heads with quite a few people over the years. Demos are not disposable like that. They're not trashable. You can like Bev was saying, you can definitely update and freshen demos ongoing. But as a newbie in the first couple, 3 or 4 years, you're going to evolve. So yeah, absolutely.
So Stacey, you're saying you have a brand new commercial demo. Are all the elements different now?
Actually, I don't have that yet, but I'm just saying, as I've evolved as a, again, not a newbie, not an oldie. I'm wondering, you keep all that old stuff on your website available for people to hear if you have evolved.
No,
as long as you've evolved.
Yeah, I think.
You want to keep the old stuff though? That's what I'm wondering.
No, I would put the new stuff up and take the old stuff down. Yeah, because you have evolved to a different point. Yeah, you've evolved to a different point. Yeah.
Again, as long as you've evolved is what I'm getting at. Like you're saying, Peter, as long as you've evolved. But once you get to a point like Deb or Bev or somebody who's been in this, as Kathy, who's been in the business a while, then really it's a waste of investment. You don't just throw away a perfectly running car that you spent 20 grand on last year just because you want something new. If the car runs and it works and it sounds great, there's no reason to get rid of it. You can keep it there because it's new to you. It's new to them, not to you. So the prospect, it sounds the first time they've ever heard it, they're not going to know it's 2 years, 3 years, 4 years old, unless it's a older demo because you're a newer talent. If you've evolved, then you don't want to just trash those demos because they're new to them. They're brand new. They go, wow, they're brand new demos to their mindset, so to say. That's a whole discussion. That's a good one. I like that one.
It is.
Good question. Good question.
Do we have a time for one more question?
Wait.
Deb,
Still comment, you guys.
Deb, I forgot.
Bev, go ahead.
Oh,
Well, Deb, you haven't said anything yet. I've had my one
That's
comment.
okay. No, you wanted to comment on Stacy's question. I'm writing notes. I'm
Okay,
good.
Stacy, I just wanted to say for those of you that have an old demo that don't want to throw it out, for example, my original demo had a Sears spot on it. Sears doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
But I cut up my original demo so they were individual spots, and I certainly use those, the ones that I feel are still appropriate
That's right.
and still possibly sellable on online casting sites where you just post clips, or you might want to say, here's a little sample of something that you're looking for, and you have that, just that one. You don't want to send them a whole demo. You want to send them one little spot. So if you like a couple of spots on your old demo, don't get rid of them.
That's right.
But they just don't have to be your brand new demo.
Well said. There you
Thank
go.
you.
No, I just
Yeah,
wanna
wrap it
add-
up for us, and we'll go to Audition Underground next.
Yeah, I just want to. Can I still comment?
Yeah, of course.
So I just wanted to say a few things. First of all, brilliant, Anthony. We do get very specific demos as we progress in this industry because we are already being cast for all those things that we do. Your agents want you to refresh your demos. They need to show clients refreshed things. So it's very important that we stay up to breast. And also, we should always be learning. There should never be a time we're not learning, not only for trends, but actually just learning curves and doing things that are different and trying different things because we are working. We all have that. I also want to say that I think it's also here's a catch-22. If you put a whole bunch of your old demos on your website, when it comes to our website, a lot of clients, agents, and stuff that are prospects that are looking for your stuff, they don't want to see 1,000 things. It's just too time consuming for them. But it's the reverse on pay to play. On pay to play, people like Jesse Carroll, for example, they have 50 to 60 samples on their site. Some of them are demos, some of them are samples. So I love what Bev said, and that's what I was going to add as well, is that you take that one mom spot and you call it mom read. And you call it, you just call it something that suits the character because that feeds the algorithm. We're trying to also feed the algorithm with keywords. So you're looking for those keywords that client look for. Here's organic, here's natural, here's chaotic, here, so you can break it up that way. But I'm a voice whore in every aspect probably, but I have everything I've ever done. It doesn't mean I have it all on my website, but I have everything I've already done. And one more thing, voice aging. Our voices change. Yeah. It's very, very important that I stay up to date on my demos so that I don't sound like I'm 20 again, because I'm not 20 again, even though I love those spots and would keep them forever. It doesn't matter whether you're talking animation, gaming, commercial, narration. It doesn't matter. There's still a change in our vocals as we change ourselves. So keep those things in mind as well.
So you're basically, you're hitting on one-offs. People for the pay to play, people that are out there going, what was that?
Yeah, so what they're doing is they have a
single
stable
clips, an example of
demos.
a banking ad or this ad or that ad.
They have a stable of demos. So
Yeah.
they have the standard demos you and I know as our
mock,
industry
yeah.
standards. But then they have and are really asked to, in many reasons, to feed the algorithm, have individual ones. And again, we look at a society that has
That's
no
right.
patience. This society has no patience. They want everything right now in 10 seconds. And so that helps feed all of that to
Yep.
today's genres. And like what we were saying, it always changes. So you got to stay on top.
Can I just give a really quick first example of an automotive? I have an automotive demo. I needed to update it because the model of the car was no longer made. I went back to the original demo producer and he rewrote part of the ad. My voice was many years later, but I was able to imitate exactly what I sounded like, and we just tweaked it. And I have a brand new automotive demo that's not brand new.
Right. So instead of us saying it 2014, and now it says 2027, right?
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
I did want to
Exactly
also
right.
say, so my engineer, when I do demo updates, because I always encourage demo updates. So let's say you got a demo and it wasn't the greatest, but there's maybe one or two that are good on there. And then we're going to fix it for you so it's all amazing. It's actually a lot of work for engineers to redo something that's not their own production. So it does change a little bit when it's not the original producer to be able to master that properly so it all flows nicely. And that's something that the engineers focus on as well, because I know my engineer hates it. It's like, Debbie, it's actually almost twice the work for me. I just want you to know. And I'm like,
that's
yeah,
right.
but it's only half, right?
That's
Oh,
right.
okay, Debbie.
All right. So what do you think? Let's do the Audition Underground, and we're getting close to wrapping things up. So here we go. We'll go into the Audition Underground.
Hey, Anthony. I just wanted to thank you and the fine folk at VO Radio for giving my read of BF Goodrich Tires a critique. I appreciate the compliments and the constructive criticism. Apparently, I need to lean into being a gentle giant more and show off more of my plummy voice. I look forward to doing more of these when they come out, as it is wonderful to get feedback from icons in the industry. Thank you, Deb, Bev, Peter, and Stacy, for having me on the Audition Underground.
Every voiceover talent, from beginners to intermediate to veterans, want to have feedback on their audition. This can be a very costly endeavor. VO Radio has just a solution with our Audition Underground. Here's another voiceover talent brave enough to enter the Audition Underground zone on VO Radio.
All right, I guess I'm going to have to fire myself because I didn't update the agenda. It is not Derek Johnson. That was the other day. Today we're doing Shelley Raffle, like it says at the top of the agenda.
Shelley!
Shelley, we love you out there for sure. Hopefully, we're going to give some hard love feedback. That's what we try to do. We always try to give a little bit of insight and a little bit of hard love, constructive input, both directions, left and right, of what you're doing. So we're going to listen to Shelley Raffle, and we're going to let her take a stab at, I think she's doing the narration from the last batch. So there we go. So here we go. This is Shelley Raffle giving her shot at, I think, the narration, if I remember right.
There is a life-saving path forward. To the more than 4,100 dogs and cats killed every day in animal shelters, we've made a pledge. We will reach no kill in this country by 2026. Working collaboratively with shelters, other animal welfare organizations, and you, together we can save them all. Join us and help make history. Thank you for visiting our sanctuary.
Okay, great. Shelley Raffle. We're going to go one more time. Here we go. Second time through. Shelley Raffle.
There is a life-saving path forward. To the more than 4,100 dogs and cats killed every day in animal shelters, we've made a pledge. We will reach no kill in this country by 2026. Working collaboratively with shelters, other animal welfare organizations, and you, together we can save them all. Join us and help make history. Thank you for visiting our sanctuary.
There you go, Shelley Raffle in the Audition Underground. Right out the gate, your voice demands attention. It's got that listen to me. I'm talking, pay attention to me. I love that about your voice. So we're going to go right to you, Deb, like we always do. What's your thoughts before we pass around?
Well, Shelley's actually one of my students, Shelley. So nice to hear you auditioning. And one of the things for Shelley is, you could probably tell, Anthony, she's got a corporate background. So corporate is easy for her. She's strong. She's got a really strong, she's a strong woman in her vocals, in her confidence. What I think we're missing here, Shelley, is the compassion that we work on, right? That emotional structure that says, I'm not just strong, because this isn't about a strong woman. This is actually about animals who are being killed. There's an emotional tug. And I think one of the most important things that we have to learn as actors is when to emote and how to emote on the right words at the right times for the right reasons. So it's missing that hidden intention of compassion. And it's very clear, it's very precise, it's Shelley. It's Shelley all over the place. And so just keep working towards softening Shelley, because I think Shelley doesn't understand the power she has in that really, I call it a butchy voice. She's got a really butchy sound.
Yeah,
It's
it
got
demands
that
attention.
strength, and it's almost neutral. You can almost go masculine or feminine with that, and that's so current right now. And because she's a little bit older, it's something we don't see a lot of in that category. And I want to really push her in those areas, because I think video games are going to be a really lovely place for her with that strength that she has, and break her habits of that corporate narration. This is not a corporate narration, more so it's an empathy piece. So just adding that a bit of emotional context, I think would just layer that so much more and add some warmth and show that other side of you as well.
Love it. There you go, Shelley. For sure, I tell people that don't be afraid to reach at their heartstrings and have them want to part with the money. That's your job. Your job is to almost give them a little bit of a reason to want to get extra tissues. So definitely, yeah. So Stacy, what's your thought?
Shelley, gosh, I would just wish I could take a little something of how you are and embody that sometimes, because that is the type of style that you have, that you exhibit, is something that I struggle with, because I end up sounding too nice sometimes in those kind of badass sort of female things that I need to be, sounding more like you. Not that you sounded like totally badass in this, but you know what I mean. I needed some more.
No, she's badass.
She's
Shelly's
badass and bone.
So yeah, I just need to like bottle that a little bit. So Shelly, you scared me a little bit. I needed to feel things in this, and you sort of like scared me. I was like, oh, you're telling me to do something, like your intense energy. You were like serious, almost like you weren't angry, but you weren't feeling all this emotion about the animals that you were trying to make me feel. And so that wasn't connecting with me. Yeah. And it's just, yes, you're very efficient and confident, and all those qualities are amazing in your performance and your voice and all of that. I just needed all that smushy feeling stuff to, reach out and get me, and to connect with me. That's what I was missing there. But yeah, you have some amazing stuff going on. You do.
Really cool. Peter Drew, what's your thought?
As Deb said, and Stacy, very strong. It is corporate, a declarative kind of a read. You're declaring more than, as we were talking about, emotion and getting across the story, the little arc that this copy has. We talk about the animals, and we're off in them. We're not being nice to all these little critters, and we need to save them. And then you move through that little art of the story to the resolution at the end. Come join us. So it's a bit of sadness, pathos, trying to get the message across. These poor critters are getting whacked, and we don't want that to happen. They're just we're killing animals, and that's not a good thing. Here's what we can do. Here's what we can do to help them, and then bring it back to the resolution. Join us. Invite them in. So it's an arc, it's emotion, and it's not declarative. It's a difference between being on stage and declaring to the back row. Nowadays everybody's mic'd up, but in the old days before that, you had to
throw the voice.
Throw the voice back there to a movie where people are talking so intimately and they're mic'd up and they're on camera close up and they're talking very quietly, and it fills the theater. It's the difference between the declarative and the conversational intimacy.
Right. It was a very motivational read. It was almost like, we're going to conquer this. Join us. It had that attitude of like you're going to battle speech or something going on there on the other side of it.
But her voice,
you're told, damn it.
But her voice, if she did that, the voice is commanding. So if she did that and took that emotion, but had that same kind of, we can do this.
And I guess it would depend upon, like Deb knows and Bev knows, depending on what the director was aiming for at that point. That would have been great for some directors who wanted that more harsh, edgy, redder feel. But hey, let's go forward to Kathy Verdun. Kathy Verdun, what's your thought about that?
But when I first started listening, I was like, wow, this voice is incredible. I think the strength that this woman has is admirable. And I thought, if I need a strong voice, I know where to go right now. And as the commercial was going along, I thought, I really need a little more different levels. And I was looking for more compassionate level, which is what basically everybody else said.
Yep.
But and all she needs to do is take that strength and work with it and add some different levels of feeling in it. And she's good to go.
She's definitely got the goods. And if she's Deb Monroe's student, there you go. That's why she got the goods. Bev Standing, you get the final input.
You know what? There's not a lot more to say. I really agreed with what Deb said in the beginning. Is I just missed the empathy. But you know what? I love your commitment, Jelly. You said this is how I'm going to do it, and I'm going to stick with it right to the end. And there was no swaying from that. So good on you. And I also, I always say it seems with this read I think it's the second and third sentence where the end is we've made a commitment, never connected, but you connected it. So thank you for that. I will say thank you for that part. Because that's the thing with me on that script.
That's good stuff there. Man, that's some great input, panelists, for sure. There you go, Shelly Raffle. Thank you for being part of our Audition Underground. If you out there in the world of VO want to be part of it and have the brave heart to be able to play on the movie there, do you want to have the brave heart to play on having your audition reviewed, go to the website. We got new scripts in place. You can check them out. You can submit your Audition Underground for us to review, and we'll put you right here in the spotlight and give you some hard love daddy feedback, so to say. So with that said, I think we're going to wrap it up and do everybody's final thoughts and close out this show. So let's start with our final thoughts with our guests. today. What's your story, Kathy Verduin? Final thoughts, if you remember from a few shows you've done in the past.
Oh my goodness, final thoughts. I'm dedicated to pursuing this journey. So I think if you're going to jump on this wagon, which I encourage you to because it's so much fun, you meet great people, people support you. And this is one industry where I've found out that people aren't afraid to be your competitor.
That's
like
right.
what women in this field are very supportive, and men in this field have been very, everybody is supportive. It's like pay it forward to the next person.
That's it. You said it exactly. And that's what we do, as you can hear the panelists. Every one of us have a different point of view, a different angle, but at the same time, we're all about sharing the love and paying it forward, like you just said. So, Bev Standing, what's your final thought today?
My final thought is, please, if you haven't looked into Cava, please do. NAVA is doing some amazing thing, and Cava is on our way to doing amazing things in this country. And I will say that you don't have to be Canadian to be a member. And some of the perks you get as being a member have nothing to do with the voice industry. You could get 20% off buying a Shark vacuum. Like, you can get health insurance in Canada. Those are for the Canadian people. But there's a couple of companies that we are associated with that give you discounts on all kinds of things just because you're being part of the Cava industry or the Cava nonprofit, which is fighting hard, tooth and nail to make voice acting safe, and avoiding the AI pitfalls, and making sure you're coaching with people that are legit and all those things by doing some background checks ourselves and just making sure that the industry in Canada is fair across the board. But you don't have to be Canadian. And I say that because how many people in other countries have Canadian clients that have to abide by our rules?
right.
Wouldn't
Yep.
it be nice to be part of the people that are helping create our rules?
I did not know that. So thanks for sharing that, because even I didn't realize that. So they can join, and the place to go to is cavavoices.org.
I'm a
right?
member of NAVA. I'm not American.
I did not know that.
I support them because a lot of my clients are in the States, and so I want to help. So
Good
yeah.
stuff. Deb Moreau, final thoughts.
Yeah, just to help Bev's cause as well, guys. They need your support. We everybody needs your support. That's the only way they can help make change. I want to go back to kind of where I started, which is let's learn to be positive in this life. Let's learn how to love again. Let's learn how to live again. Let's learn how to not beat each other up online. I don't think there's any reason for it, no matter where you stand. It's okay to fight for your causes. You don't have to do it with negativity. And in fact, if you learned effective communication, negativity just breeds negativity. It doesn't give you the result you wanted. Learn to speak and communicate in a way that no one can argue with it. And that will get you heard. One of the things about us as an industry is we want to be heard, but there's a special way to be heard. You've got to learn how to communicate properly to get your voice heard. So, let's find better ways to do that. And I think that takes a big team. This is a big industry of a lot of support. So everybody help support each other, lift each other, don't slam each other. I don't think we need to do that anymore.
Nice. Awesome. Great stuff. Peter Drew, final thought?
Well, I started out the show with the depressive nature of the time of year, and that things are kind of rough, as Deb was just saying, and just participating here today has lifted my spirits. So that's a good thing. And just again, we're isolated, and when we get together, good things come of it. We talk about interesting things and make good points, and it just kind of elevates the mood, so to speak. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
That is so cool. We thank you, man, for sharing and paying it forward. And it's funny because I think Deb and everybody was on the panel a while ago when we had Kara Edward on, and Kara Edwards was talking about exactly that. She loves the idea of the camaraderie of when she's in the booth all by herself, which is 80% of what she does now. And she loves the ability to still be able to connect with other people and do table read type sessions virtually, if you will, because you kind of get lost in I'm not part of something. I'm all by myself. So absolutely. Stacey Barrow, wrap it up for us. Final thought.
Okay. Well, one thing to kind of get you outside of your head and talking with people is have a virtual coffee. And I just had a great one on Friday with Steve Moore. We happened to go to a film festival premiere. We connected on LinkedIn, but we realized we were at the same event. And so we had a virtual coffee. We talked about that and his world of animation and all that he does with that, and voiceover and how the worlds overlap. And I told him about VO Radio, and I said, it's just a great show with all kinds of overlapping industries, and you should really listen in. So shout out to Steve Moore. And I was saying it's not a short game. The end game is a long game for
That's
voice
right.
acting.
That's
So
right.
remember that.
Well said.
Long game.
Deb Stanley, what more thought?
Oh, I have no more thoughts. It's been very
Your hand went
long.
up so
We should-
Emptied all,
eagerly. I was
emptied
sure
all the
you
thoughts
did.
out.
So Cava's having a gala. Let's go back to Cava. We're having a gala on June 11th in Toronto, Canada. So look that up. You don't have to be a member to come.
Awesome. Again, cavavoices.org, people, cavavoices.org. Support. Let's wrap it up by saying, hey, I've been getting into John Farnham. If you don't know who that is, Australians' unofficial anthem, John Farnham, and the song is called You're the Voice. I recommend that you guys go take a look at it. With all the stuff going on, like Deb was hinting at, the left, the right, the center, the up, the down, and all of these different people that are all banging heads. At the end of the day, we're one humankind, and you're the voice. So if you got something to say good, you're the voice. Turn the page, make a change for the better. Don't be a hater. Don't be another hate monger out there. So check it out. John Farnham. Just go to YouTube and check out You're the Voice. And trust me, you're going to be addicted. Once you hear the song 2, 3, 4 times, you're going to hear it in your dreams at night. Because there's something about the song that goes back to like 89, 88, believe it or not. But it's an amazing, I've fallen nuts over the person because he's gone through some heavy-duty cancer issues. He lost his ability to sing, talk. He had to have part of his jaw removed. The guy was an amazing vocalist for 40-something years. He'd do a duet with Celine Dion and all kinds of people. It's one of the most covered songs ever in the history of music. And it's called You're the Voice, so check it out. Well, with that said, listen to the encore tomorrow afternoon at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and we shall be back on Wednesday with Christy Harst. Wasn't she the unicorn winner? Is that right?
Yes, she was last year.
And
That's right.
building doors.
Building Doors. She's going to be with us on Wednesday. She's our VIP guest. So with that said, see ya and share the love. So it's all about.
Thanks for listening to VO Radio and Let's Talk VO. Now we will return you to programming already in progress.